Thursday, 12 March 2020, 6:40 p.m. I saw a press meeting with our Prime Minister. It's on. They take extra measures in the country for the coronavirus. Avoid groups of people, and when becoming ill, stay indoors. 9:55 p.m. Read some more about the coronavirus. Listening to Billy Joel. Some glasses of water in between. I took my evening medicines. I will go to bed soon. Friday, the 13th of March 2020. Not sure if I will go out this evening. We'll decide that later on. There aren't any victims in my area, and in Amsterdam, just a couple. But smoking shisha could transfer the virus more easily, of course. Otherwise, it is possible that it is one of the last shishas for some time. Mostly after a week or two, you can get ill. The government told us that places with more than 100 people should be avoided. Also other things. But that we should decide that for ourselves to avoid these things, and when becoming ill to take measures, like not going to the cinema, concerts, sport games, cafes and fitness centers. Many people also work from home in the upcoming 2 weeks. The measures are until the 31st of March 2020. After that date there will be new measures or not. 5 p.m. I'm listening to another press meeting with our Prime Minister. Nothing new. Good questions though, to be continued. 1 a.m. Just got back home. A friend picked me up around 9 p.m. We talked in the car, mostly about the coronavirus. A bit joking about it actually, within the boundaries of course. First we went to a mall. It was true that people were buying more stuff than usual. Some things were sold out. You could notice. The Prime Minister told us that we shouldn't do that. We're living in a country where we have enough in storage. At the Shisha Lounge it was really quiet. Really quiet. You could see people thinking about how to say hi. Some shook hands. A couple. Some shake elbows in a way. I did wash my hands 2 times though, just in case. After a good 2 hours we left again. There was a beautiful moon, really big, for 4/5 of its size. It hung really low in the sky. I'm listening to Billy Joel for a bit. Just took my evening medicines. At the mall I bought some potato chips, wasabi and ginger. Not a bad taste. In my opinion they could have intensified the taste a bit. I liked it. Saturday, 14th of March. I had a great sleep. In the morning I went out grocery shopping with my mother, to the new bakery close by, afterwards to a mall close by in another city. There was a note with some of the guidelines you needed to take, like not shaking hands, and if possible, paying with your bank card, things like that. There are 959 victims at the moment in the Netherlands, of which 12 died. It is increasing a lot since a week ago or so. Other European countries closed their borders. In the Netherlands they are still open, but they are checking them. There are also no flights between America and the European Union for at least a month. So I've read yesterday. Anyways, the weather was really nice. A big sun with a nice temperature. Unlike last night when it was really cold. I will have dinner later on with my parents. A nephew of mine brought a nice fish dish with the fish salad in the middle and smoked fish and shrimps on the side. Really grateful. 9:30 p.m. Watched a stand-up comedy show from Taylor Tomlinson on Netflix. Mostly about relationships, sex and parents. In between I got a call from a friend, so I walked to his place. It was really quiet outside. Again, the coronavirus. We talked while he was baking some fish. I enjoyed a cup of coffee while talking to his girlfriend. Really a friendly girl. I haven't met her that often. Just got back home, put on Weezer, was really thirsty, so I drank a couple of glasses with water. Sunday, the 15th of March, 2020. Last evening I watched another stand-up comedy show, this time from Mark Maron, who looked a bit like Steven Spielberg. It wasn't that bad, but I do like others better, like Bill Burr and Dave Chappelle. Made a cup of coffee when waking up around 8 a.m, did my internet routines, took my morning medicines and read the news about the coronavirus. Other countries in the European Union closed their borders as well. In the United States there are 75% less flights. They say it's worse than 9/11 and SARS altogether. Also, in the Netherlands are less flights as well. They want to close the schools here as well. Other countries that did that already. Yesterday, when walking to that friend's place, it was really quiet. You could notice the difference. I saw a couple of cars, 2 people walking and 1 cycling. That was about it. At that friend's place, they were watching a live TV show on television. Only a couple of people in the audience. Never saw anything like this before. 2:37 p.m. There are 1,135 victims in the Netherlands at the moment, and 20 dead. I'm listening to the Beatles, the new White Album and the new Sgt. Pepper. Had something to eat. Was a real treat. Some smoked eel and tuna. I got that from the friend yesterday. I'm chatting with him at the moment. Thirsty. Time for a glass of water. 5 p.m. Next big European country that has closed its borders is Spain. Many people got the virus, more than 7,000 people, from which 2,000 people in the last 24 hours. Also, 100 persons died in the last 24 hours. They have a code orange. Germany is closing the borders tomorrow morning as well. Another country who decided to cancel flights is Morocco. Luckily, our government got approval to get some Dutch people back to our country in the upcoming days. While writing, I got a call from a good friend of mine who told me that you aren't allowed to go to cafes and bars starting tomorrow. Maybe I want to do a last shisha then. Might be the last one for a while. We'll decide that later on. Later on, watch the new press conference from our government. As of this evening, 6 p.m., you aren't allowed to go to cafes, school, sport clubs and other. Working from home and not going to places if you don't need to go. That goes really fast. It changes so rapidly in the last couple of days. It is at least for 3 weeks until the beginning of April. 6:27 p.m. I'm laughing out loud. In the Netherlands, smokers of pot went to the coffee shops immediately because they will be closed as well for 3 weeks. Made me smile for a bit. One of the few smiles actually. Like many people, I've never encountered things like this. It is strange because it isn't wartime, for instance. Does it look like it? I mean, for people all around the world, it is something new. Staying indoors, not going out, not able to go to your work, school or other things. People die. Mostly the elderly. For many people, there is light at the end of the tunnel because they can recover. There are scientists working on a vaccine and medicines against the coronavirus. I think they do a great job. As well, people who work in these days, like doctors and other people in the medical sector. Also other sectors as well, of course. Monday, the 16th of March, 2020. Chatted for a bit with my eldest brother who lives in the Philippines. There aren't any people allowed to get in or outside of Manila. It is a really big city with millions of people. Some people need to work, so he told me, because they don't have enough money to get by from. Afterwards, I cycled to the supermarket to buy 2 packages of tobacco, so I'm good for upcoming week. It is nice weather outside. It was a nice ride. This evening around 7 p.m. our Prime Minister will be on TV to talk about the virus and what we should do. He already did that when we were in a transition phase on Friday and Saturday. Normally I don't care that much about politics actually, but this time it's different. There are many experts who work for our government and try to help out the Prime Minister a lot. 3 weeks, that is a long time, staying indoors mostly. 8 p.m. Forgot to watch the speech from our Prime Minister, but could read it online. Even a small movie from the speech. Really intense. We're in a phase that a large part of the country might get ill. Time will tell. He did say that there won't be a lockdown of our country. That's okay. Not going out if you don't need to. It is only the first day since the measures started. It might take months even. We don't know that yet. The first steps are taken. Pretty intense. In a way, we don't have another choice. In a way, we are a bit screwed. We all need to get resistance against the virus, a better immune system, so eventually you can become ill. Like there is no other choice. Follow the guidelines, that is all we can do. I won't go out anymore unless I have to, like grocery shopping and going to the pharmacy for medicines. Trying to watch more Netflix if possible. Tuesday, 17th of March. Went out of bed around 9 a.m. I had a great sleep, made a cup of coffee, did my internet routines, watched some YouTubes about the coronavirus. Amsterdam is empty at the moment. Everything is closed. There were some tourists, but they will go home soon. In the meantime, I looked at the medicines I have, or don't have. I need to pick up some medicines, clozapine, today or tomorrow. For other medicines, I have enough until next week. Should I order them anyways? Glad that I stayed home yesterday. Per day it is more intense. 12:36 p.m. Read that you can't order medicines in advance. You can only get the medicines you need. In that way, they have enough medicines for everybody. Nearly 3 p.m. Noticed that they cleaned the handles in the supermarket. I washed my hands as well. Think I will do that more often. A couple of times a day, I guess. And 1 or 2 extra showers in the week. That is something you just should do. There is a virus out there. In the history books, they always tell you to take hygiene seriously with the virus, because of the germs. There were many diseases in the past. I have time to adapt to the new measures. Like I said before, that there aren't any victims yet in our municipal. 3:25 p.m. 1,705 victims in the Netherlands, 43 dead. Went out a bit to families. There were many people outside enjoying the weather. Many people don't work and go to schools because they are closed. That is still possible at the moment. The question is, for how long? Nearly 5 p.m. A friend asked me to come over for dinner. I was in doubt, but did say yes. It might be the last time for a while. I took a shower immediately, germ-free. Ready to go. We'll leave within 30 minutes. Just watched a movie in Dutch about social distancing. In other words, you need to stay home. In that way, people won't get the virus all at the same time. Flatten the curve. It makes sense a bit. So it is less than I thought. They showed models Oxford University published. They also looked at the outbreak in northern Italy in 2 cities. The one with extra measures immediately had less victims in the end. It is a bit contradicting itself, because our government does say to stay home as much as possible, only not the lockdown of the borders. Wednesday, 18th of March. I had a good sleep, made a cup of coffee when waking up, did my internet routines. I won't go outside anymore except for grocery shopping. I don't want to become ill by visiting friends and things like that. Just like last night, I wasn't planning to. I did that because there aren't any victims yet in the municipal. Thinking about it, that it would be the last time seeing a friend. I don't want to take the risk. Like I said before, it is possible that you will become ill within a week or two. Mild symptoms or heavy. In the news, there were people applauding for the doctors and nurses who work 24/7 to help us out. Also for other jobs like in the supermarket, etc. Respect. Just took my last medicines. We'll go to the pharmacy later on. We'll do that after 3 p.m. I guess. 2:30. Cycle to the pharmacy. The first ones who are really serious about the coronavirus. I didn't see anything like this yet. They closed the screens and there was a small doorway on the side. Only 2 or 3 people were allowed to go inside. Also, taking a distance from at least 1.5 meters. I didn't see these things, and they pointed it out to me immediately. They were right, of course. Anyways, I need to go back tomorrow again, because they didn't have all of my medicines. That is still a bit the same. Watching a part on television about Dutch politicians who are talking about the measures our government took. Some were against certain things, where our government is going to. That our government is playing Russian roulette with their citizens. I wrote about that last night, but deleted it again. A pity. I think I was right about that. A part was that an Italian professor and the World Health Organization aren't sure that there is a group immune system against the virus. That can be tricky, because our government thinks that we can get an invisible wall around us against the virus, that we can save the elderly, in a way getting the high peaks of the virus flattened down, partly staying indoors. That means most of us can get ill over a period of time. Small or a heavy version of the virus. In a way it looks like wartime. The front line takes most of the blow. Will it be calculations of probability, or are we gambling? At the moment they are talking about where the virus came from animals. But they won't talk about that at the moment, maybe later on upcoming month. So this is a bit my vision from the first week. I wrote everything down what happened. So you can see that, that people were laughing about it, me as well in a way. Not, like I said, within the boundaries, of course. But it changed so fast within a couple of days. And every day is totally new, So I hope our government makes the right choices and that we can fight against this virus all around the globe, as in Europe, in Asia, America, everywhere, Africa. So I would say take care, all of you, and until next time. Bye.